Welcome to Love Language. In this episode, we will be covering how being in survival mode at a young age causes psychological effects in adulthood, how suppressing demons in childhood always comes to surface in future choices, how those who are grateful make changes to be happy, opposed to those who complain and do nothing, how facing your demons and preventing avoidance helps you become the best version of yourself, and how living in fear causes more trauma than peace. All right, you guys, welcome back to Love Language. I am your host, Soul Bloom, SOLBLOOM_. And this is my special guest today, Myles.
What's going on, y'all? Myles Williamson here. I want to go ahead and do my thing here with the lovely Soul.
Thank you.
If you want to go ahead and hit me up, Instagram, Sir_Williamson. All you got to do is just look for Gaba Dress, and that's me.
See, this guy right here, we met, we first met with
the fashion show.
The fashion show.
For Gary Milbrox.
For Gary Milbrox.
Yeah.
And come to find out, this guy also does other things. What are the other things that you do?
I sure do. Full-time student at the LA Film School. I'm currently working on my bachelor's, so I should be having that here in the next couple of months. Besides the film industry, I like to go ahead and partake in fashion here and there. And again, that's how we met.
Yes.
Working for Gary Milbrox and his fashion company. I was with the modeling experience there for a little while. Besides that, I like to dabble in music. So all in all, when it comes to film, fashion, and music, I consider myself just an artist at heart. So hopefully y'all can appreciate that.
Oh my God, that's amazing. So, and that's why I had to have a sit-down discussion with you about matters of the heart, because you have done a lot when it comes to the entertainment industry, the arts, fashion. We're both models. You're also good with the camera as well. And I thought it would be interesting to actually have a sit-down discussion with you, knowing that you're from the East Coast.
Yep.
And my father is the one who raised me, and he's from the East Coast as well. He's from Virginia.
Okay, where in Virginia?
Richmond, to be exact.
Live in Richmond, live in DC, Yorktown, Virginia Beach.
Yes.
Yeah, DMV area. All day.
And see, I love it because we're such strong people. Like, and people kind of don't get us sometimes because we're very bold and like in your face, and like we mean what we say and we say what we mean. And
you get that Cali lifestyle where everybody's just kind of laid back. When a lot of people here in LA have moved here from other states, cities, whatnot, and they just all have that same kind of common goal in mind. But you could immediately pick out who is from the East Coast. So say, for instance, last night I was at dinner. Homie walked in with some Timbs and different colored pants on and everything with some Nike jacket. I'm like, where you from, man? Are you from the East Coast? She's like, sure as hell I am.
Yeah.
You could always pick them out, whoever's from the East Coast. And then even people tell me, Myles, like, I know you ain't originally from, LA, OC area. I'm like, yeah, I'm not.
Definitely. And that's why it's so special. I think this is pretty dope because I wanted to get more of like my bloodline into this podcast. To have a different perspective, of like what's going on. So I appreciate you coming out. I appreciate your participation in my vision and just the cause of what we're trying to do.
Well, thanks for even considering me.
Yeah,
because I'm bored as hell during this quarantine. I need something to do here.
I feel you. For us warriors who are not as afraid, I would say.
Throughout this whole quarantine, you try to go ahead and pick out your routine, and it's not the norm. So you just go from point A to point B, and then come to find out you have no idea where C is gonna let you go. So just trying to stay busy, and I'm just glad that I have this right here to go ahead and take my mind off things and then feel as if I'm still making progress because, as you know, everybody that's going to school right now is online, so I feel like, hey man, I'm not really getting my money's worth. I told you that before. I'm not getting the experience that I really need. So anything that I could do outside of school here, collaborating with all these different artists is amazing. So I really do appreciate you having me here.
Thank you. And kind of what we were discussing behind the scenes, I'm the same way. I feel like for a few weeks getting everything together, I haven't talked to somebody in a few weeks. And for me as an artist, I need an outlet. So it's hard when we are stuck in this situation and we're doing the best that we can do, but it's also good for situations like this because it gives us a chance to vent and a chance to let a lot out, because we have both been working very hard with everything that we have going on. So I'm really happy to be a part of that for you, you know.
Of course, I appreciate it.
Even for
so
me
much.
too.
Yeah.
I needed to get a lot. I need to have this discussion or these discussions because I have a lot to get out.
Exactly.
And in a healthy way, it helps me continue to, you know, push through and maneuver so that I can get things done and focus when all of that weight is lifted, so to speak. It's been a very heavy, few actually months, year for all of us.
It's been months.
So
hey, 2020 went downhill real quick, real quick. First thing first, Kobe died.
Yes.
What happened after that? Quarantine. Just so much stuff has been going on so far, and it's just hard to go ahead and, like I said, just keep into that routine. Make sure that you're doing what you need to do, because it's so easy for you to fall out and then just go completely in the wrong direction and then just get laid back, lazy, and not even kind of consider what you need to do. So I told myself, when this whole quarantine is over, and when I go to everybody else here, if you have not learned a new skill, if you have not done anything when it comes to artwork or meeting someone new or doing something that you've never done before, then don't tell me you don't have the time to do it, because you had all the time in the world to go ahead and do something during this what's it called?
Pandemic.
This pandemic.
Yeah,
definitely. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's crazy how you say how, you know, even with me, I've had to catch myself from not getting lazy and being, stagnated.
It's easy to fall into that trap.
It really is, especially mentally, you know, when we are in our mode and in our comfortability and everything's paid. Okay, now we're good. All the bills are paid, but that's it. No, that's not it, especially for creatives. It's not it. That's not the only thing that's on our mind is we paid all of our bills, now what? Now it's like, now what? Now what? Now what? Now we want to get up, we want to go work out, we want to go engage with other people, we want to go make work, magic, we want to do stuff. So this is like that in itself, and like kind of runs into our topic of discussion. So it's easy to get complacent as human beings. It's easy to, you know, get in a mind frame where you just don't feel like doing anything. And it also is easy for us humans to run away from our own self sometimes.
Exactly.
Which goes into our topic. So our topic of discussion that we decided to talk about is running away from oneself due to the battling of demons. Run or face the truth. So I'll start off with what we were talking about a little bit behind the scenes. Like, I know I have things to do, business to take care of, right? But then there's this part of me, this little girl in me, because I had to grow up fast in my childhood. I didn't have a mom and dad that was clocked in, so to speak. So me growing up fast in my childhood, all I'm thinking is survival, how do I get money? How do I do this to make this happen? Or what's my next move? How am I gonna eat? What's my next meal?
Exactly.
So all I'm thinking about is adult stuff at a young age.
At a young age.
So when I got older, I still have this little kid in me that wants to just run off and go have fun without taking care of my responsibilities that I know that in the back of my head that I need to take care of.
Exactly.
Because I want to go have fun.
Yep.
But then I have to regain a balance because I know, okay, now I am an adult. This is real. I'm not in a survival mode no more. Now I have to get a balance. But kind of what we were discussing, like we know we have things to do. And I'm running from it because that's a demon that I had to suppress in my childhood. The fun was taken away from me. Now that I'm older and I could get that fun back, I just want to have fun. But there have been times where me having too much fun put me behind in my business. And
as I mentioned before, you know, you just got to go ahead and focus on your responsibilities, priorities as an adult now. And I'm sure, me personally, whenever I'd go ahead and handle those things that I need to be done and making sure that I'm doing whatever it takes to make myself into the best version that I could possibly be, that's fun to me now.
Yeah.
You know, I had a lot of fun, you know, my early 20s. I just turned 26 the other day. And then now that I'm 26, you just got to go ahead and think to yourself that, fun is important. But at the same time, I'm thinking to myself, me getting things done that I need in order for me to progress in life is fun to me now.
Yeah.
You know, and it's okay to have that child in your inner self, because you know, you can't take everything too seriously.
Right.
You really
right,
can't.
Right.
You know, but now, you know, that we're all older and everything, it's so easy to go ahead and fall into that slump, because if getting rich, falling in love, and then being successful was easy, everybody could do it.
Definitely.
Literally everybody could do it. So what separates you from the person beside you is you just focusing on, like, it's okay to be selfish sometimes.
Yeah.
It is okay to be selfish sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think that once you are an adult and you think that feeling, that's where you take that big step from you being a child to now being an adult. You know what I'm saying? Right. So as much as you want to go ahead and play hard, you need to work hard in order for you to like reward yourself. And that's what I had mentioned, like you said, behind the scenes. Like, it's okay to reward yourself. Like, just if you work, go to school 5 days out the week, go ahead and handle that. You can tell your friends later, I'll see you whenever time is appropriate for the both of us.
Right.
But when the weekend comes and I make sure that I have all my homework turned in, all my bills paid, so on and so forth, I'm turning up on the weekend.
Right.
You know, so you do have to reward yourself every now and then.
Yes.
You know?
There has to be that balance, because I used to be the person who worked a lot, and I felt guilty for rewarding myself because I wasn't working. And you know what that did to me? It tore me up inside. Here I was getting all this money, working really hard, but I wasn't having any fun outside of that. I would have fun inside with the employees, with my my coworkers, other management, but I wasn't actually having fun outside of my work life. It was just my work life was my life. And I felt myself losing myself, overworking myself, losing weight. And I've always been like 125, 130 all my life. But you go from that to 115 pounds.
Something's not right.
Something's not right. I'm overworking myself. I'm sleeping literally the majority of the time that I'm out of work because I'm so tired and stuck in that mind frame. In that mind frame of work, not alleviating that pressure of, you know what, let me take like a day off and go do something
That's what
fun.
You need to recharge the batteries.
Right.
And recharge them, you know?
I know that, and it's crazy because I know that now, and I did not know that then, but it's fine because your younger self, you have to learn. You have to go through it in order to learn how to balance your shit out. Like, I was completely not balanced. I was either having way too much fun or working too much. And I found in those times of me working too much, I was losing myself, completely losing myself.
And you know, it's hard to find that balance.
Yeah.
It really is. It's hard to find that balance, but.
But you know why I was in those situations of overworking? I was running from something. You know, back then I was, I think, fresh out of my dad's. I left my father's. My mom wasn't around, and it was just like go time. I had like 2 to 3 jobs because I was so worried of not having anything to my name, no money. How was I gonna like take care of myself? I'm out in the streets by myself. I didn't have my mom or my dad's support. So it was like go time in my head. And I was running from the fact that I was hurt by that. I was running from the fact that I didn't have that support, and I was hurt because I didn't have that support. So I had to like literally run over. There were people that were in my way that I was probably even harsh to because I was in that mentality.
It's a dog-eat-dog world.
Yeah, I was literally running from my own demons, and in the process of running from my own demons, hurting myself, hurting others. But then at the end of me getting all this money and all this, this security in my head, I felt empty. I felt completely ripped out. Like, here I did, all right, I did it. Now I feel like horrible inside.
And that's what the world does to you.
Yeah.
It really does that to you.
Yeah.
You know, you can't go ahead and you can't be a passerby in this world. You actually have to go ahead and commit and be involved in this world, because this world will eat you up and spit you out.
Yeah.
Seriously. So what you're saying right now, like, it's totally okay. And back to me saying, like, you have to be selfish, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
But it does hurt when you come to that realization, like, okay, here I am trying to better myself.
Yeah.
But I'm putting people underneath the bus, and then I may be cutting corners and doing shortcuts and whatnot. But in the day and age that we live in, I'm sorry to say it, but you kind of do have to be like the lion of the jungle in order to take what's yours.
Yeah,
you know?
definitely.
So, and then what you're saying right now, like having to go ahead and grow up early, I come from a military background. Both my parents were in the Air Force, never married, so you consider me a bastard, whatever you want to call me. I'll go ahead. Jon Snow was a bastard. He was in Game of Thrones, and he was the Lord of the Night Tower, Watchtower, whatever the case may be.
Huh?
He was a good dude. He was a motherfucker hard.
Yeah, he's bad.
So yeah, you know, being raised by a single white mother, me being biracial, I kind of had the hard time of finding myself in this world. And looking back at how my parents accomplished things in their life, they achieved their goals, you know, either in school or in the military and whatnot, I always had that kind of weight on my back to where I feel like I need to go ahead and do something to make them proud, and always kind of living in like the shadow of your parents.
Yeah.
And then, you know, my mother also just went through a hard time being a single mother, and then drinking got involved, being an alcoholic.
Yeah.
So when it comes to you having to go ahead and grow up at an early age, I kind of had to do the same thing too.
Yeah.
You know, just watch after moms, make sure, you know, the house was clean. There's even been phone calls where I had to go ahead and pick her up from whatever spot she was at, or I had to drive home, or even had to like write the tip because she couldn't do it.
Oh.
Not trying to put you on blast, Mom, but I know there's people out there that do the same thing, and it made me a better person because, you know, I will use that for my life to go ahead and just let that pass on to my kids. And now I know what I need to do as a father, because my father was never really there at the time. And now as an adult, it's kind of difficult trying to find yourself when, you know, you think of all this stuff in the back of your mind about what your parents have done and what you think that they think you should do.
Yeah.
You know, so I understand where you're coming from, and I feel like now I'm kind of stepping on toes too, trying to like climb up the ladder.
Yeah.
And I'm okay saying this now, like I will do that, because you do need to go ahead and worry about yourself sometimes. You do need to go ahead and not push people off to the side, but at the same time,
if they're not ready to roll with
you, yeah,
right, you gotta make a way for yourself.
Yeah.
And there's like I said, you're right. There's people that don't get what it is that you're trying to do, and it's not like you're trying to be rude. It's just that you know what's up, you know what to do, and it's like you're trying to put people on game.
Yeah.
But some people even believe that or not, and if they don't, it's like you're in the way.
How much time have you wasted trying to do that?
A lot.
Best friends, people you consider, you know, that you respect, or whoever, you know. And I even have best friends to this day where I will tell, like, I don't care.
Right.
At this moment right now in my life, I really don't care if I hurt your feelings, because I'd rather tell you right now to your face rather than you hear from someone else or 6 months down the road and you're like, Myles, where you been? And I'm just kind of, you know,
at least you kept
beating
it
around the
real.
bush.
Right.
So I'm gonna go ahead and tell you straight up now, like, hey man, you ain't in the right fucking path as me.
Right.
You're not going down the same avenue as me. I also got mad love for you, but don't be upset when I go ahead and make it to where I need to make it, and then here you are.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
And I tried to, you know, you know what, a lot of that too for me, Myles, a lot of people, I felt like were trying to hold me back with the mission that I was on. Then I did the best I could do, talking wise to other people, treating people the best I could. But then I was also on a mission. So it was like, fuck everybody who's not on my mission. You could get out my way so I could continue my mission. Now, my 26-year-old self, I'm very much more patient and understanding. And these people,
you are
very much more patient.
I'm losing my patience. I'm gonna be honest with you. I really am.
I had to learn because it was better for my internal healing.
Okay.
Internally, if I didn't be patient with some of these people who were not on that path, did not know anything about what it is that I was doing, did not understand where I was coming from, I'm like, you know what, they just probably don't understand where I'm coming from. They probably don't have the same drive or ambition or pain that I had, so it's different. I have to understand that everybody is different, not everybody's the same. And for me, that helped me heal and not just run through people and stuff. So back when I was like 18, 17, it was like, all right, you don't understand me, goodbye, get out of my face. Now it's like, you don't understand me, it's okay. Like, it's fine, because I internally feel more at peace now than I did back then. And it was because back then I was running from all those demons, running from all the pain that my parents caused me, running from all the hurt, running from having to raise myself, running because my parents clocked out of my life, you know? I was still hurt by that, which caused me to run at 1,000 miles per hour. Opposed to if I was in the situation I was now mentally, spiritually, I would have handled that back then in a lot more healthy way. I wouldn't have lost weight.
Isn't that the sad part though? Is like, you know, a lot of people go ahead and sit down and tell you, like, if I knew what I know now back then. But that's not possible.
But it's part of our growth.
It's part of our growth. So now what you need to go ahead and realize is that we're both 26. Isn't it a privilege that we are now thinking of this now rather than 10 years from now?
Yes.
So we may be a little bit behind the Powerball or power curve, whatever you want to call it.
Or whatever that is.
Whatever that is, but at least we're thinking about it now. So when I know so many people around my inner circle or just acquaintances from school, work, whatever it may be, they still don't have that fire that's lit underneath their ass. And I just feel thankful that, did I want this at 18? That realization of me needing to sacrifice fun and then having to go ahead and work on myself, that'd be great at 18, but at least I'm thinking about it now.
Yeah.
You know, and you can't go ahead and change the past.
Definitely.
You know?
Definitely.
Like, why do you think the rearview mirror in your car is so small?
Right.
And then you have this big ass windshield that goes ahead and points you forward. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what you mentioned about your mom, how your mom like worked hard, did her thing, and then, you know, started to dabble in alcoholism and, you know, kind of lost her way in a sense. My mom, you know, she struggled with meth all her life. She was addicted to meth all her life. A few things happened in her past with her father sexually. I think he sexually molested her. And she tried to tell her mom about it. And
same thing with my mother.
It was a lot of beef that went on between her and her own mom regarding that situation. And my mom lost hope and lost a lot of self-esteem behind that, and decided to just continue doing drugs. Her father introduced her to
like
meth.
I said, if it's easy, it's routine. It's routine.
Right.
You know.
She escaped.
If it's easy, if it's a cop out, if it's an excuse, people will go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
And that's why it really does take a lot of courage, balls, bravery in order for you to go ahead and acknowledge the things that have happened to either you or your family members.
Yeah.
And then just, instead of having that be a burden or like a weight that's on your shoulders, embrace that.
Yes.
Embrace that, and then go ahead and have that be fuel to your fire in order for you to get to where you need to be.
Definitely.
Because I was there before. I was that person that, you know, oh, poor me.
Yeah.
You know, that was me being young, oh, poor me, because I didn't have the childhood that I wanted. Like, I had a great childhood, but could it be better? Do I want to be raised by my father? Yes, of course, you know, but I can't change any of that now. Right. But now that I am who I am now, I know the person I want to be. I know the husband that I will eventually become, and the father that I'll eventually become. Yeah. You know, so it's a blessing in disguise. And I think that people now who are hopefully watching this that are going through the same things we're going through is, it's okay for you to go ahead and use that and embrace that to make you who you are and who you can become, you know? Because you got people that you meet, you know, all these rappers, these movie stars that had, you know, a rough upbringing, and they use that to go ahead and make them who they are today. And then you got people that are living on the streets who just use that as an excuse. So literally, pick one side. It's like Matrix, the blue pill or the red pill. Which pill do you want to go ahead and take?
Right, because at the end of the day, ultimately, it is your choice.
It is.
It is your choice. You know, people who are more privileged, well off, some of those people, they grow up and they become fuck-ups.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. Because they were born with that silver
choice.
spoon. Like, again, me, I had a great childhood. Like, my mom, she gave me the most amount of love I ever needed. Yeah. But
it's beautiful.
But at the same time, it's like, did I want more? Did I need more? Yes. But did I go ahead and have that be a damper on my progression in life? No. You know, so you guys got to go ahead and literally look inside yourselves. And just be thankful of the way you were brought up. Be thankful of the settings around you, and if there's something that you need to go ahead and change it. Seriously, because how much does that bother you when people are complaining about the situation that they're in, and all they do about it is complain, and they don't try to fix it whatsoever.
That part.
I hate that.
That for me, I dislike too, because you have every opportunity to make your situation different and to change it, but here you are sitting here in my face complaining. And I don't mind you using me as a tool or an object to vent to. I don't mind that.
That's totally healthy.
The problem is when you don't decide to lift yourself up and do something about it. That's the problem.
Do something. All the energy you are wasting into you complaining, crying, being worried, concerned, flip that around. Like, there is always going to be a positive inside a negative. It's just your perception on it. Just literally have to go ahead and change your perception on it. And I don't want to say that's all you have to do, but you may have to go ahead and switch a few things around, change your routine, you know?
And that goes into digging in deep, right? When we fail, when we know, when we acknowledge, when we are running from ourselves, running from demons, when we are running from the issue, the problem, whatever it is that we're not trying to face, when we finally acknowledge that, we are able to sit down and really look inward. And when you look inward, you're gonna find a lot of shit, issues. You're gonna have a lot of darkness. There's gonna be a lot of stuff that even might make you cry.
But get that out.
But that needs to come out in order for you to get to your next level of humanism, of being who you're supposed to be.
The best version of yourself.
You know?
And that's what I pray to God for every day.
Yeah.
Just please help me become the best version of myself, so I not only provide or can provide for me and my loved ones, but I could also go ahead and give back to those who are less fortunate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
And like, not only am I trying to go ahead and work to become successful as a person, but I just also want to go ahead and leave a legacy behind that people not, I want to say follow behind, but just see that it is possible.
Right.
You know, you can go ahead and obtain your goals and do the things that you really desire in this world, but it really is just having to be truthful with yourself.
Definitely.
And that's the hardest thing to do, is to be truthful with yourself. Seriously.
Yeah, there's been times I've ran from myself because I'm like, Bree, you know you messed up. You know you should not have did what you did. And here I am running in circles trying to, I'm going to go and stick my head into some work, or I'm going to go over here and hang out with this person, or I'm going to go over here.
You're just prolonging the inevitable.
Exactly.
You really are.
Instead of sitting and be like, damn, this is the truth.
See,
that I'm facing.
I avoided it for the longest time. You know, being a kid or not, well, teenager and young adult, you know, you avoid it for so long, and you always, what's that thing you always tell yourself? I'm so young.
Yeah.
But here we are, both 26. We're not 18 and we're not 36. But now we're at the age where if it's time to do something, the time is now. You gotta get that ball rolling.
It matters. It's so pivotal to face every single thing that you go through now. We are not, like you said, we're not younger no more. We can't run from this shit no more.
You gotta go ahead and get the ball rolling now.
Right. You have to face it.
You know, and thinking back to when I was a kid, you know, it's just I came to the conclusion in the last couple of years that I was lazy. I was procrastinating. I did blame others instead of blaming myself. But now that I look back at it, I'm like, you know what? I really was the cause of all the destruction that was happening around me.
Bingo.
Could I have worked harder? Could I have studied harder at school and gotten into a better college? Now that I found what kind of interests that I want to be a part of, such as film, fashion, whatever, you know, I wish that I kind of had that insight then.
Yeah.
But again, going back to like, I'm glad that I'm thinking about it now and then doing whatever type of necessary things to become that person. I'm doing it now.
Right.
You know, and then you really do have to literally or metaphorically speaking, look at yourself in the mirror and talk to yourself about it.
Straight up.
Seriously.
Straight up.
Yeah.
There's not a day that goes by where I don't go into my bathroom and really just give myself a stare in the mirror. Like, okay, Bree, do you feel good about yourself?
Yeah.
You know, is your attitude, your spirit, do you think you look good today? Are you feeling yourself today? Like, I have those talks with myself in the mirror because some days I get up and I'm like, why do I feel like this? Something's off. And then I have to put myself back in check because I'm like, yo, I can't go out like that.
Yeah.
I can't go out the same way the old Bree used to go out.
Yeah.
So let me put my ass in check and then I'm gonna go about my day and it's gonna be a better day than it was yesterday because I sat and looked at myself.
And I'm telling y'all right now that if you don't get it together here in this moment, you will hit rock bottom. And then probably most likely all of us will hit rock bottom, but if you don't want to hit rock bottom, go ahead and change whatever you need to change now.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like I did hit rock bottom, and then as upsetting it is to say that, it's also a blessing because, you know, many people hit rock bottom and they just keep on continuing down that path.
Yep.
So it really is a trigger that you need to pull in order for you to go ahead and get up and out there and really focus on you becoming, again, the best version of yourself, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I was, you know, fresh out of a relationship and my coping mechanism and the way that I handled that was, let me just drink a lot.
Exactly.
Like, that did not help. It actually made it worse.
It made it a lot worse.
It pushed me into depression.
Like, again, it's prolonging the inevitable. And there in the moment in time, you're having a good time, but you're spending money on you, making yourself feel like
shit.
S-H-I-T. Yeah, shit. The next morning, you can't go ahead and go through with the plans that you and your friends made. You can't go into work. You can't go into school.
Yep.
You know, I did that for the longest time, and then
it's a ripple effect.
It's a ripple effect.
Yeah.
It really is. It's just prolonging the inevitable, and it's sickening, and it's sad. It's damn well just really.
You feel low on yourself, right?
You really do.
You feel like a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like, what am I doing with my life, you know?
Yeah.
And for people, and for whoever is out there who feels like that, and you catch yourself feeling down and like a piece of shit, I would say majority of your time, let me ask you this. How do you allow yourself to feel like that every day of your life? How? Like, do you want to feel better? Don't you want to feel better? Don't you want to feel alive, like you're accomplishing something, or, you know, just happy? So I feel like if I felt like that every day of my life, it would really bother me. Bothered by myself. Like, how could I allow myself to get myself to this point, to this low of a point? And like you said, even in the points and when you were down at a low place, like, even for me, being in a low place, I felt horrible as a person. I'm like, why am I even doing this myself? I'm hurting myself. I can't even live with myself, knowing that this is not who I am.
And not only do you feel bad internally, but the way you look, the way other people look at you, and the way you look at yourself is obvious, and it's clear to other people, you know? And I felt like, as much as I felt badly inside, my exterior was portraying that to the rest of the world.
Yes.
And then when people start recognizing your kind of downfall, and then seeing it on your face, or the way you dress, or the way you hold yourself, like with your hygiene and everything, whatever it may be, like getting all scruffy around the face, whatnot.
Your aura.
I had to go ahead and look at myself like, okay, if I want to make a change, I have to kind of start from the outside, and eating healthy, working out, making sure that I study, get all my assignments turned in. And then once you start following that routine of bettering yourself, not only do you feel good outside, but you feel good internally. Yes. And then that aura, that vibe goes ahead and translate to everything else. Yeah. You know? Because I'm a firm believer in, like, whatever you put out, you receive in return.
Yes, same here. Yeah. I don't believe in, like, God or anything, but I do believe that there is an elite force from the universe, and what you put into the universe is what you get back from the universe. And
wholeheartedly.
Like, behind the scenes, like the last few days I was telling you about, I was completely, like, you wouldn't even, like, barely recognize me, because I was in my head a lot about things. I was trying to heal, I was trying to cope, but that was me beating myself up to get through that so that I can be this with you today.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And back in the day, what would have happened to me? I would have never even sat with myself for 2 days, got through those emotions, actually picked through those pieces, and actually made the best of it. I would have just ran.
Do you write?
I write. Yeah. So all the pictures on my Instagram, right underneath is all my writing, poetry. Okay. I write nothing but love, and which is one of the reasons why I decided to market myself with love language, because I'm a very loving person. I'm part Scorpio, and my Venus is in Scorpio, and I'm very deep. I love poetry. I love anything that has to do with matters of the heart.
I love that.
Being true to yourself and being true to your partner. I love communication. I love just realness. I need transparency. Yeah. If there's someone I feel like putting a wall up or blocking something from me, I don't like that. I love people being who they genuinely and truly are meant to be.
Of course.
Fluidly.
Of course.
You know?
Of course.
But I write, yes. I write for the podcast. I write my poetry. I write when I have just random things to say on Instagram. I write a lot.
But record it. You know, what date, when it was, how you were feeling, because I've done that, and I'm telling you, if I were to look back at what I wrote this time last year, I would be completely shocked at what I wrote. Yeah. Because I feel like I've made that much progress from last year to now. Yeah. And then go ahead and literally record that, so you could go ahead and look back at it and see how far you have come.
That's a good idea.
Really.
It's very helpful.
And then I tell myself that, you know, if it's a breakup, it's a fight with a friend, if there's some kind of financial instability, look at it and then just think to yourself, I never want to be in that position. I never want to be that Myles ever again. Yes. You know, and then just have that, like, put it on your mirror, put it in your wallet, have it on your phone screen or whatever. So you just always look at that and be like, I never want to be this individual again. And that's kind of how I go about my days. You know, whenever I get in trouble, or if I hurt someone else, or if someone hurts me, I go ahead and do whatever type of necessities to not put myself back into that cloudiness, you know?
Yes. Yeah, because it does get cloudy.
It does. You literally are walking around with a cloud above your head being poured on over.
Right. You could feel it, right? Your vision is skewed. The clarity of what you are intaking is minor. There's no clarity. It's like blurry. So you could be giving me information that's very, like, good for me, but I'm sitting here with a cloudy mind and a cloudy conscience, and I can't really intake all that you're saying to me. I can't really register and process it because my mind is not in a space to receive it entirely. And I feel you. My mind, I feel like it's a portal. It's a gateway. If that gate is blocked, I won't be able to receive all that the universe has in store for me. And whatever point, everyone else is giving me, you know?
And at that point, you can really go ahead and tell who is appreciative of you giving them their time. Yeah. Because my time is precious now. Right. It really is precious. And then like you're saying, if I'm speaking to an individual that just has their cloud, that barrier, that wall, don't waste my time,
exactly.
Man. Seriously.
And I used to be that. I used to be the person who was wasting people's time, and they're like, well, she's not serious. You know, they could tell that you're not serious because while they're talking to you, you're not giving them eye contact, or they can sense your body movements or how you're responding to them. And
they're gonna remember you for that.
Yeah.
Seriously. Like, don't you want to go ahead and be the individual to where, let's just say if we met, and then you walk away and be like, damn, boy, that Myles, man, like I really learned something from him.
Right,
or next time we kick it, hey, yo, I remember what you told me. I've been starting to go ahead and apply this in my life. I want to be that person.
Yeah, not the person they forget
Exactly.
about. Yeah.
Like I never want to see him again. Or just even a simple smile.
Right.
Like, oh, I made her smile today.
Right.
That's it. That's really is all it's about in order to, because again, putting positivity out there in the world, you put that positivity into someone else, that aura, that vibe, it will go on to the next person, and then to the next person, to the next person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. And see, it's so beautiful. It's beautiful when us as humans are able to fight our demons, face our demons, and then come back out into the world with this renewed energy and give it to other people. Because if we come into the world with, we're still battling ourselves and what we're going through internally, and we try to put that energy out to other people, it's not going to be pretty at all. People are not even want to be around that energy.
Nope.
So we have to always be mindful of ways to cope and battle these demons, and not only battle them, kill them, so that you can come back out into the world with a sense of clarity.
Or not just that, battle them, kill them, but just make peace with it. Yeah. Because a lot of our demons still do reside inside of us, which makes us who we are.
Definitely.
So just come to peace with it. Literally come to peace with it, and then have that be like your little secondary weapon or something like that. When let's just say if you are being insulted or disrespected or whatnot, not using that demon, whatever, to go ahead and lash back, but just go ahead and keep that as like, this part of me that I'm locking inside my brain, my body, whatever it may be, is propelling me into the direction where I want to go.
Right.
And you can never let that go.
Right. Use it for good.
Use it for good.
Yeah.
Use it for good, and remember that it's there. And also, you could go ahead and warn a motherfucker too, like, hey man, you know?
Right. Just letting you know, I done came a long way, but you're taking me back to him right here. He's right here talking to me right now.
He's tapping me right now, you know what I'm saying?
Yep, there has been many times where I had to tell people the same thing, where I'm like, my temper is not as short as it was. I have more patience. I'm a nicer person.
Is out. Your patience is still there? My patience is out the window. I'm dead serious. My patience is out the window right now. I'm sorry to admit that, but hey.
You told me how I'm not with the bullshit.
I'm not with the bullshit.
And that's my patience for the people that are with the bullshit is where your patience is. But my patience for those that I love is here.
I get you on that.
You know?
Yes, I get you on that. I get you on that.
I feel you. Like,
most definitely.
The people that you know, look, you're playing, I gotta go. My patience is very minimal for them. But I have grown to keep the relationships in my life that are more, I would say, crucial to me, beneficial, meaningful to me,
and mutual too. Because as much as you want to go ahead and be held by the other, but you need to go ahead and give something in return too.
Right, we're filling each other's cups. With even those relationships, we always don't get along. And in the past, I used to be like, well, fuck y'all. And still, those are people that are pivotal to me, that I cared about, that I loved. With me saying, screw those people in the past, or whoever those people entailed in my past, it hurt me, and it put me and spun me into a dark place. Now, I have more patience to deal with those people in the day and present.
And if they are your real friends, they will go ahead and understand what you're saying, because I had to do the same thing too. Like, I have best friends that I've known since 3rd grade, and I'm still kind of like in hot water with my homie, and it's okay to go ahead and be real with them, because you know who your true friends are if they actually just like process, intake what you're saying, instead of like, you know, people who you just might be like, okay, I'm not gonna waste my time.
Right.
You know, so you really don't know who your real friends are when you go ahead and tell them how you really feel and where you need to go at in life and what they're doing wrong. And if they really truly are like your homies, your day ones, your girlfriend, whatever it may be, they'll listen. Yeah. They will really listen.
And they'll be there for you.
Because that happened to me. Yeah. That happened to me where I had like my older friends, because I hang out with a bunch of older people, where they came up to me and they tell me, Myles, look, man, I'm gonna tell you this right now. You're my boy, but I'm trying to go ahead into this direction, and then you need to kind of go ahead and catch up. Yeah. And then did it hurt? Did it cut to the core? Hell yeah, it did. But I'd rather hear it from my best friend who cares about me rather than Joe Schmo who I could give a shit about.
Exactly. You know? Exactly. And those are the relationships worth taking patience out and worth like, hey, yo, I fucked up. I really should not have did that to that person. I should not have just left like that or just said, get out of my life. Those are the relationships worth mending and worth checking yourself on and fighting a few demons to make sure that, hey, I keep these cool relationships around me. Because I used to be literally the person who just did not give a shit about pleasing anybody. It was like my way or the highway. And I was like, damn, I lost, you know, I stopped talking to my mom for 2 years for that. I stopped talking to my sister for about a few months for that. You know, my own blood. I'm like, damn, Brie, you ain't got to be that harsh. You ain't got to be that blunt. You know you're on a mission, but damn, like, take some time out for these people that you know they love you, even though you guys don't get along quite yet. And ever since then, me sitting down, checking myself, why am I mad? Why am I mad at my mom? Why am I mad at my sister? What did they do? What's going on? We eventually talked about it, Myles, and sat down, and I was like, dang, I got some understanding as to why the situation happened with my sister or my mom, and we all discussed it, and we got to understanding.
Why is it so difficult to go ahead and address the problem when it comes to family members or close friends?
So I was pushing everybody away left to right, not even giving them a chance and giving myself a chance to open up and get to know them. I had a wall up for a few years. It was maybe till the age of 23 until I took that wall down.
I think I had a wall up for the same reasons, but I also had a different type of wall up, which I'm admitting it now, like being a single child is I had a lot of like selfishness, because you didn't really have to share with siblings, with other family members and everything like that. So
that's interesting.
Yeah, my biggest issue was just really trying to form relationships, like what you're saying, like get close to people, because you know, being raised with military parents, you move every 2 years, you're always the new kid. You know, you're meeting, or you're in different settings and situations and stuff like that. And you know, I've had family members that pass where I don't really even shed a tear, and I don't want to be that person anymore. Right. So like now I'm really trying to go ahead and just like ground myself, build a foundation of where I am, and then get to know family members and all that stuff, because I'm not scared to go ahead and form those relationships. I'm just kind of not aware of how to do so. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, which is my biggest problem. And now that I'm older, you know, usually when you talk to your family members, your parents are on the phone and they pass you the phone, like, here, talk to your uncle or whatever. Yeah, you're just like, Now it's like, I'm trying to change that. So I want to go ahead and be the first step to just reach out to everybody else now. Yes. So it's all about like, obviously identifying like your biggest issues, your demons, and also just going out there and you know, speak with your loved ones, with your family members, because you will learn something about them that is a commonality with yourself that you could use. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah.
That's so beautiful. And like it wraps all the way around, going from battling ourselves to being the one to reach out for those connections, reach out to those family members or friends, and gaining that relationship with those people. Yeah. You can turn those battles in yourself to something so beautiful.
Exactly.
Only if you really take that time.
Gotta take that risk, y'all. The biggest risk in life is not taking a risk at all.
Take a risk on yourself, right? Don't give up on yourself. Yeah. And I see too many people giving up on themselves, especially out here in California, man. And this goes back to our roots. You know, this goes back to East Coast. I know a lot of people from, and even Teo. This goes back to our roots, right? A lot of people from the East have like this like pride and like stand up attitude. They do. You know, they're very bold.
Traditional
with family, engaging. Like you can't take that away from them. That pride, they got it. The pizzazz, they got it. The self-esteem, they got it, and they know who they are. That's something that I've noticed from our people, our bloodline. When you come to California, people seem to just let anything and everything happen. And like, people don't stand up for what's right. And they know it's right. People just let shit happen. And it's like, what is this? What is this? And I've met some great people out here, you know, don't get me wrong, you know?
Of course.
But the umph for me isn't enough. The passion to do better is not there.
Majority of my family members are back on the East Coast. You know? I could only have a handful of family members here out in California. You know? So I totally understand where you're coming from. I totally do.
I feel like the ambition to better oneself, a lot of it comes from my bloodline. A lot of it. It's like, I can't explain it. Sometimes I get that drive to be like, all right, Bree, fix that shit. And it's
there's a lot of competition in family. I'm letting you know right now. I see my cousins doing things out there in Atlanta, Orlando. I'm like, hey, man, I can't be slacking. I got to go ahead and do it myself, too. You know?
It'll make you, you know what I'm saying? Even family has a way of, you know, like putting us in like a place where it's like, you know, I got to get my shit together. My bro, my cousin, they're on their stuff. What am I doing? Like, just sitting here, like, playing games.
Meanwhile, I'm scrolling through Instagram and like, what am I doing next?
Right. I'm over here. I'm like, they're looking at their life and sad about my life, like battling my own shit when I should be battling something positively. And that's what I used to say. I'm not going to sit here and stress myself out for a negative thing. I'm going to sit there. We're going to be optimistic about that negative situation. We're going to think good thoughts about it. We're going to learn something from it. And what we're going to do is we're going to be positive with how we're thinking.
Even faced with the negative, just know that there is a positive in that. Just know it. And then just, if you're a firm believer of God, supreme being, you know, whoever you want to go ahead and call it, just know that there is a negative in every positive, such as, you know, she's saying right now. So, I think that everybody should go ahead and just really try to latch on to that. Because I've been through so many negatives, and I think about it, you know, a month, 6 months, a year later, I'm like, look, man, look what happened from this.
Right? You wouldn't even think that it would happen. You're like, and you're sitting there crying to yourself, like, my life is beautiful right now, but I wouldn't even think I would be here if all that shit didn't happen. But you look at that shit and you're like, whoa, it makes you appreciate what's going on in the present right now.
Just keep your eyes open. And then just roll with the punches. Seriously. Like, as cliche as it may sound.
I know, it does sound cliche.
As cliche as it sounds, that should be working low key.
It's
you
real.
Know what I'm saying? Seriously.
It's real. Like, it really works. Like, it's like, people think, oh, whatever, we heard that before. No. It really works.
And I'm not saying like I'm at where I want to be, but from where I am now to where I began is a lot of ground that has been covered, you know?
And I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of your existence.
Thank you.
I appreciate you and your existence.
We clicked from the very beginning, didn't we?
The very first time. When you came over, introduced yourself, and we were all lined up waiting to hit the runway, you're like, hey, Myles. I'm like, I like him. He's the only person who came, you're the only guy, model, who came over to all the girls and was like, hey, how are y'all doing? Nice to meet you. And it wasn't like, you didn't come over like you was trying to get at anyone. You just came over like, hey, you made your presence known. Like, these are my like colleagues, these are women models, and I'm gonna come over and like be a gentleman and introduce myself.
It's an opportunity for just beautiful things to happen.
It was great.
You know? Just to meet someone new. Build relationships. I'm telling you right now, build relationships, network, do something that you never think that you would ever do. Be scared. If something is in front of you right now that you have to go ahead and deal with that scares you, just know that that is the right direction that you're heading towards. If you are living in comfort, you ain't doing shit with your life. If you are comfortable with where you were at, doing the same old routine, if that's what you want, that's what you want. But if you are faced with something that terrifies you, scares you, just know that it will benefit you in the long run, and you'll be proud that you do it right then after.
Because Myles, I used to be camera shy. I hated the camera.
You don't think I was nervous during the runway? I was a little bit nervous, even though it was virtual. There was no audience, no one there. But shit, I'm thinking to myself, damn, like who's gonna see this?
Right. Like, I used to be scared.
Be nervous, y'all. Be nervous.
When you get nervous, that's the good sign. That's a sign of fear that you're about to overcome.
And you're alive too. And you know you're alive. Like me, me, I'm just terrified of heights, but I love going on hikes, roller coasters, all that stuff, because I'm thinking to myself, I'm conquering that fear.
Yes.
You know, and it's just making me stronger.
Yes.
Or when you go to an interview, when you ask her for that first date, it's him for that first date, whatever is going on in your life, do it. Because I'm telling you right now, if it doesn't work out, at least you did it. And then you know you can swallow that pill next time.
Right, you know how it feels. Yeah. You know how that pill feels.
And then it becomes just becomes regular day-to-day shit, man, you know?
Yeah, and I used to be like that. I used to be the content, I have my job, and you know, I'm making my money, and I have my cars, and everything's paid for, and I'm good with just watching Netflix and chilling. I used to be that person. Like,
and it's okay to do that every now and then.
And it's fine.
Every now and then, yeah.
I was like, now what though?
Exactly.
Like, there's more to life than just this.
Exactly.
Now I topped this, I mastered this, I plateaued here. Now people like me, I'm not comfortable just here. So now I'm gonna use everything that I already mastered and as a resource to take it to another level.
Yep.
And that was for me, when I plateaued, it was, now I'm battling with fear now.
I like that word, plateau.
Plateau, you feel me? You know, it's like, the triangles, you know what I'm saying? We ain't got to the top yet.
No,
we plateaued like in somewhere in the middle of that bitch, right? So now it's like, our fear sits in with the next level of what we have to learn, what we have to do, who we have to meet, the things that we have to step outside of ourselves in order to accomplish, to get to the next level.
Start saying yes more often. You know, obviously, if it's something that's gonna hinder you or hurt you,
then say hell no.
No, but when it comes to just meeting someone else, doing something entirely differently, going in a different career path, whatever the case may be, say yes to it. And I'm telling you, you will not regret it. Yeah. You will not regret that, because I've been starting to say yes to a few things now, and then life has just blossomed into something that I've never thought would happen. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
When it comes to school, the opportunity that I have, having an education, I'm blessed to have an education, or getting to know people that I have been friends with for a cool while now, or just the places that I've seen, the places that I've gone. Life is literally your oyster, you know, it's in your hands. Like, take hold of it. The world is yours.
Yep. You know? You're so right. It's yours. And if I didn't get into modeling, and if I didn't get into my speak with, podcast skills and writing, I would have never even found myself, Myles. I would have still been running around here just working.
And you ain't the only one. I'm guaranteed there's so many people that are in the same position as you are, stuck in the same tar pit, being sucked down as you are. So just know that there's other people out there in the world that are feeling the same thing. You're not alone. You can go ahead and do that. You really can. Like all these big millionaire actors and TV personalities and artists and athletes and all that, they had the same, they're not no better than us. They're still human. They still breathe the same oxygen, bleed the same blood, eat the same food, shit the same whole whatever, you know what I'm saying? Same shit, man. Same shit.
And you're right, what they did, they just battled some fears of theirs, and this is what they're doing now. And there's so much junk, there's so much gossip and garbage that swirls around every celebrity, but does that hinder them or stop them from going about their everyday life? No. They keep getting up each morning, and they keep doing what they believe in, what they know is good for them and their family, and they mind their business and do the best that they can do, and they conquer their fears. So I would rather be that and be talked about than a person who's talking about people.
Exactly.
And not doing shit. At least we were able to say, yo, we did it.
Yeah. And even if you fail, like, failure is success.
It's part of this.
It is success, Yep. And then you're gonna go ahead and do it again. You're gonna learn from your mistakes from before, hold on to that. And even if you fail again and again and again, just know that people are out there that haven't even started to fail, that are still in the same rut. Like, at least you're trying different avenues, you're trying different things, you're trying different options, and there's a variety of choices for you to do out there in the world. I've failed countless times. Am I scared to fail anymore? Hell no.
Hell no.
Because I could walk up to the next person and be like, hey, at least I tried.
Yeah. What did you do?
Yeah. You was a spectator. And then now you're clowning on me for failing, but hey, let me go ahead and see you do that.
Right. Right. You probably wouldn't. You'd probably be too embarrassed to, I'm gonna embarrass myself. Who cares if you embarrass yourself? You tried and you failed, and you can get right back up and try again, knowing that you did this the first time, and you can fold that and bend it and flex it and make it better for the next time that you do try again. So that's what life is all about, and that's what battling your inner demons is all about. So our topic was running away from oneself due to internal battling of demons. Should we run or face these demons? In other words, facing the truth of what is going on internally, what's bothering you, what issue you might have with someone else, who hurt you, why are you hurting? Facing it, we feel, is the best option.
Yes.
Because we have ran from a lot of that type of stuff and that pain, that hurt in the past ourselves, and it never got us anywhere good. You know?
Just come to grips with it, just acknowledge it. And I think I touched on it earlier, like, introduce yourself to that demon that's inside of you, because you have no idea that may be your secret weapon. That may take you down the right path where you need to go, and then you'll look back and be like, if that never happened to me, I wouldn't be where I am today. So a lot of the hurt that you receive, that scar will heal, and you'll be fine. You'll be whole again, but you always look back at that scar and be like, damn, I've recovered from that. I healed from that, you know? Definitely.
So taking everything in stride, and it's not going to be an easy process to sit there and talk to your demons, but it is necessary for your own personal growth.
It's healthy.
In a positive way. It's necessary that you sit there with whoever. If you have someone you talk to that's close to you, that you want to get this stuff out with, get it out with them, in their presence,
or to yourself.
Or to yourself.
Write it down.
You got to write it out.
Make a song about it.
You got to cry. Make a song.
Work out.
Whatever it is you need to do. Listen to a song about it. Whatever. It's very beneficial to your well-being and your growth as a human being to deal with it. Deal with the issues. Face the issues then and there. Do not sweep the issues under the rug. Do not run from the issues, because all you're going to be doing is running like this for the rest of your life in circles, and you're not going to get nowhere. Exactly. And you're going to hurt yourself, and you're going to hurt other people in the process of hurting yourself.
Especially people that care about you.
Yes.
Because they are your biggest support group. Like, those who truly care about you, those who will go ahead and tell you to your face how you're messing up, those are the people, believe it or not, that are rooting for you the most.
Exactly.
Seriously. You think you have friends? Those friends that are around you that are saying, go on, keep going, let's go out to the bar, let's go drink. Those aren't your friends. That's just a good time. Your friends are going to be the ones that, no, we can't go nowhere. I'm going to help you do this homework. I'm going to help you pay this bill. I'm going to drive you over here to drop you off at work. Whatever the case may be, that's your friend.
Those are real friends.
Those are your friends.
They're going to be there doing the nitty gritty with you, ride or dying with you, not trying to be a distraction to get your mind off of stuff. That's going to pretty much cause you to wreck yourself, opposed to helping yourself. The friends that are really there, the founders that are really there in your corner that actually care about you, are going to be the ones that are going to be like, hey, come on.
It'll be harsh.
You know, let's figure this out.
Yeah,
you know?
it may cut deep.
Yeah.
It may cut deep, but who knows? Maybe you do need that.
Yeah.
I needed that, you know? Just that true...
We all do.
Just punch to the gut, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
It hurts sometimes.
Yeah, it hurts.
It hurts sometimes checking yourself and just checking the situation, but it's...
Be thankful for it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people out there in the world don't have that. They don't have that. They don't have that second chance. They don't have that person that cares so much about them to give them, you know, that little fire underneath the ass to, you know, get them up off their ass and do things, you know? So just be thankful. Go ahead and be observant of the people who are around you. If you need to cut some people off, cut some people off. That's totally fine to do. You've done that?
Yes.
I've done that.
I've had to.
And guess how I feel now?
Way better.
Totally.
They're like dead weight, you know? They're like not conducive to what's going on positively. They're still stuck in this negative realm. So they have to get shredded, like off, because that energy can jump onto you and could stay with you and could help, like, it could inhibit you from what you're trying to do, which is be like a free, like flying positive light force, and they're trying to pull that away. So some of those people have to get stripped off of you. Which is fine. It's either you come along for the positivity or you don't. But you know, I'm really happy that you decided to come today.
I'm so glad I came. I was looking forward to this for a while. I know that we had tried to schedule this, like back in early July?
Yeah.
I'm finally glad. It's August 1st, we're doing this.
Yes.
I'm thankful to be here. Just, I don't want to go ahead and tell all y'all to be safe out there. Wear your masks. 6 feet apart.
Right, 6 feet apart.
You could turn up, but just turn up in your living room. You know what I'm saying? Just be safe out there, y'all. I'm tired of being quarantined. I'm gonna go back out there in the world now. Yeah?
Right. We all need to be safe, and you know, I just thank you guys for being active, open eye, and listeners and participants as well. You guys are appreciated. I have so much things coming for you guys. Online store apparel, aromatherapy is coming. And if you guys know someone who wants to chat, or if yourself wants to chat, please, by all means, hit me up. I go by Soul. My Instagram, again, for those who know or may not know, is SOLBLOOM_. And this again was my star, my dope. I'm gonna say new friend, because
we've been friends.
That's what I'm saying. We've been friends since
it's just
we
like
met.
official. You know, it's like etched in stone now.
It's my friend Myles, my guest star here. Really dope human being, dope spirit.
Thank you
Got
so
a
much.
lot of things going
Appreciate
and are coming his way, and he's working on. And please support him. Him.
Myles, thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Instagram, Sir_Williamson with 2 N's at the end. Again, just the dudes with the dreadlocks on the profile picture, so don't get confused with no one else.
And these are for you.
Hey.
These are a token of, you know, my faith of you coming out here, just your participation. I appreciate you. This is just one.
I should have brought you something. I feel bad now.
You're good. No, you coming is you. That's enough for me.
Okay.
But these are on sale on my website once my website opens for $5 a pack. So these are going to be available. This is just one flavor. I call them flavors, but they're scents, different kinds of scents. I use aromatherapy organic therapeutic
I
oils.
can smell that. Yeah.
And I hand dip them.
Ooh.
And I let them sit, and that is the outcome.
If your mama still don't like you smoking in the house, light one of these during the same time.
These are for the cause. Okay. I know there's a lot of CBD advocates. You know, people who smoke, people who have different ways of self-meditation. Please, by all means, you will not be disappointed.
Nope.
At all. These will help a lot, even before, after, during, whatever you want to do. So that's for you.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And yeah, that will conclude today's episode. Again, thank you guys for tuning in, and we will have something coming your way next week. All right, so have a good one. Peace.
Thanks for tuning in to Love Language. Until next time.